So let's take the first question from the embargo session. Jabulo on my left-hand side.
Jabulo Mr. from Soweto. Coach, my question is twofold. The first part is, what sort of response are you looking to get from your players on this game on Saturday? And what is it about this team and their ability to bounce back strong from setbacks? I think it's shown throughout, especially the season, going in places where you had struggled in the past, not going there and being able to get results. So how have you been able to inculcate that in the team to be able to bounce back strong from setback?
If I say now that we're doing or preparing something special this week because we lost the last game, then it means that we are reacting after one result. We're not a reactive team. We're running our own race. We like your colleague said before, we are fighting. Actually, we have already one title this season in our cabinet. We're trying to fight for each and every game in every competition. We have I read somewhere a few weeks ago or days ago that we have, if not the best, one of the best, let's say, beginning of the seasons ever in the club in terms of victories and points. What can I say about the team in the Champions League? So there's no bounce back. We didn't have everything went wrong the other day. It was a game of moments. When you have a look of the score, maybe you feel like there was a big difference between the teams, but I'm sure you watched the game and you can analyze yourself what happened and how the game changed in two particular moments. So like I said before, we analyze, we try to know what happened, what we did right, what we did wrong. And it's not about bounce back, it's about go again to the field, play our football, try to go to the next round. After that, focus in the next one. And I know I'm a little bit bored when I'm talking here, but that's the process. Trust me, there's nothing, we don't do 3 hours meeting trying to, feel sorry about ourselves because we didn't score and they did. So that's it's a normal process. Again, you lose the games for a reason, you win for a reason. We try to find out and we move as soon as possible and trying to do what we like to do, which is play football.
All right, let's move on to Siasanga. Reminder again, this is the embargo session, so it can only be published or printed after 8 p.m. tonight.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
Siasanga here from the Sunday World newspaper. Coach, maybe if you could give us a quick update on injuries and player availability, because we saw before the Sundowns game, we suffered 2 injury blows in Sesane and Debata. And lastly, if you could, what is the status with Monnapule Saleng? And I'm asking this question for the sake of the fans and not headline. Thanks.
Well played, but I don't do it. I mean, I don't speak about health of my players. It's something that belongs to a private space, and the moments that the club feels that it's the time to speak about which players are injured, how long it's gonna take, in which moment of the process they do it. It's not part of my job description to, like I said, because it's not an ethic thing. I know that it will be nice to know how close is Olisa or Mosele and what's happening with Saleng, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, let's go to Lorenz. Benji, I've noted you. I think there was another hint, so please come.
Coach, times you spoke about the psychological, obviously, things that you need to go through this week. But part of that process is obviously seeing Sundowns lose to DS Galaxy. So psychologically for the squad, how did that affect them? Seeing because it's kind of what you're quite down and out after this game. We all saw that, but you mentioned anything can happen. It's still very early, so I'm sure this reacted in a certain way to see, like things aren't over.
No, absolutely not. But again, there's no relation with the game we're going to play with Baroka on Saturday. But I'll answer your question one more time. We know why we lost, and then what happened in the next game for them, it's something that we cannot control, obviously. I'm not watching the games hoping or going to my phone and check what is the result every 5 minutes or stuff like that, because there's nothing I can do there. I try to just focus in our next games. Right now, a cup game. Once we manage, hopefully, to go through to the next round, we will feel much better with ourselves. It's an important game to show that we're still alive, that there's gonna be needed much more this season to move Pirates out of the road, because it's not going to be possible. Let's put it in this way. And the league is a marathon. It's 30 games. I'm gonna tell you a couple of topics, okay, about football, but it's the truth. And there's good teams right now, teams who are in a good moment of form. And for example, what happened the other day with Galaxy and Sundowns is, for me, is not a surprise. I mean, we all know how difficult it is to go to Mbombela. I think Galaxy, even last season, was the best team in home matches after Sundowns, if I'm not wrong. It's the same. We are playing games every 2 days, every 3 days. Teams like us, teams like Mamelodi. So having a bad day, it's something normal, human, acceptable, and that's the competition itself. Every time we play in games, especially when we play away, we have to, all the big teams and the teams who are fighting to get this trophy or whichever trophy must feel that pressure when we are playing away from home. So I think that having Galaxy in that moment of form, Sekukune as well, it was a terrible game for us to play. Polokwane City, hopefully some other teams, is a good news for the league, for the competition, and for our football.
Coach Benji, and then come Coach Benjamin Rende. It's on the same injury, but not telling us who is out, who is in. I just wanted to know, Coach, with the disturbance in your defense, like it was Isanda who started with Sesane, but along the way now was injured. Now Sesane was playing with Sibisi and they were doing very well. Sesane gets injured. Now Koki comes in and they have to start a new combination with Sibisi. How does that disturb you in your preparations for the whole season and going into different competitions as you are competing on three fronts now, the league, the Nedbank Cup and the Champions League? Thank you.
No, help me here. Disturbance is the right word. Is more about to look at the player who is getting injured. That is a tough process for them. It's an uncertain process for them to face maybe a long period of absence, not playing football, and different components there. So that's for me the main concern, to try to give them the right platform to come back as soon as possible, to still mentally strong, and for us as a technical staff, the next problem is, not the next problem, but the next challenge is to replace that player with guarantees, every player is different. You cannot expect the same things from different players, but it's always about trying to find the balance in the starting 11, to try to find the balance in possession, out of possession, in terms of leaderships, and every player has something to say in the squad. There's time for, almost during the season, used to be time for everyone to show that there's a reason why they are playing for Pirates, why they are part of our squad. And like you said, right now it's time for for Tapelo, it's time for Innocence, it's time for Mbokatsi, it's time for other players who are training well, are pushing, and they're ready to play. And let's see, because again, we're going to play a huge amount of players in the next 6 weeks, and everybody is going to be necessary.
Coach, come.
Buenas tardes, Coach.
Hola.
From BOFM. Coach, there's a bit of a history between Baroka and Orlando Pirates in domestic cups, but I know you say that history does not play the match. But now I want to find out, how do you then ensure that players, remain level-headed and focus on the task at hand and erase whatever history that is between the two teams previously? And also, we are at a stage whereby anything is possible, but is there pressure for Paris to actually defend the title?
Is that pressure?
For Paris to defend the title?
Famous pressure. There's pressure every day for us. In every game, in every training, there's always pressure, but it's a good pressure. And I did explain this part of our job already several times, and it's something normal. I mean, every time we go into the field, people is expecting us to win, and sometimes not even win. It's going beyond that capacity to win games. So there's no extra pressure because we won the Nedbank the last season. That's the past. Now we're writing another chapter of our time together here, and again, we want to be the same team. We want to be victorious. We want to continue having the possibility to go to finals, to play the last games of each and every competition, and so far we're doing quite well. About Baroka and the history with the club, I think there was not a long time ago a knockout game where they won, if I'm not wrong. I think Baroka relegated when I came here in 2022, the season before. Before that used to be a PSL team. We have a couple of players coming from Baroka, like Evidence, Goodman, and we know how important Baroka is in that community, and we respect them 100%. And the way the players are not going to get relaxed is because we're showing them how good they are. We did it this morning, we're going to do it tomorrow again, and they know we are playing a quality team. We're playing a team, like I said before, that if we are not, focused enough, they are capable to give you a headache, because they have a lot of talent especially up front. And I'm sure that those boys are more than capable and motivated to show it in Orlando on Saturday. So we need to be ourselves one more time. Probably if we are close to our best version, it's not going to be easy for Baroka, but when we are not, or if we are not, everything can happen, because it's a football game. Everything is going to be played in 90 minutes maybe, or an extra time, let's see, but we have to be ready for a tough game, because it is what it is. It's a knockout game, and it's never easy.
Okay, the last one.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Tim Kubiya from Teta FM. Coach, when the season started, I stressed out an important part, the defense of the club that I play for the club in cheering them. And last week we saw the results were not favoring your team, but the fans kept on cheering the team and showing love to the team. What special message do you have for the fans going into this weekend's match against the giant slayer Baroka FC?
I don't have any message for the fans. I mean, they coming in numbers in every game we play, away, home. They always behind us is one of our advantages. Like I said the other day, things didn't work for us, but I think, or I would like to think that fans can recognize supporters, not fans. Supporters can recognize when the team is doing everything, in their capacity. I think fans in football or supporters should get mad or angry with the players when they are not trying, when they are not running, when they are not showing commitment. But when the team is trying, and for whatever reason, sometimes because the opponent is better than you on the day, it can happen. But I think they managed to, everybody I think was aware of the effort that the boys were doing the other day after 2 very, very tough games and traveling and with no time to basically prepare the game. We try our best. We didn't. How can I say in English? Like, we were there breaking our face to try to get one result that wasn't possible. I think the reaction of our supporters in the end was a reaction of gratitude and recognizing that the team was doing everything in order to make it possible, but it didn't work. So again, we go into Orlando. They used to be 100% behind us in every game, and we're going to try to again be the team that is making them proud most of the games this season.